Welcome to our today's physiology class. In our today's class, we'll be looking at physiology of hearing as well as physiology of balance. So the ear is an organ of what? Hearing and balance. So the ear has ability to control hearing and it also has ability to control balance. So in today's class, we look at how we hear and also how the ear, maintain balance. So the organ in the ear that maintain balance is called the cochlear dot. So the cochlear dot is located in the what? Is located in the cochlea. Is located in the cochlea of the ear. So if you haven't watched my video in the anatomy of the ear, I advise you do so. So for us to hear, first of all, a sound must be produced. So when sounds are produced by any object, any source, the sound waves by what? By the outer part of the ear called the auricle. This sound wave will be conducted along what? It will be conducted along the auditory meatus, or what we call the external acoustic meatus. So the sound wave will now travel to what? To the tympanic membrane. This sound wave will set the tympanic membrane into vibrations. When the tympanic membrane vibrates, the vibration will now travel to the what? To the ear ossicles. So what are the ear ossicles? The malleus incus and what? Stapes. The vibration from the ear ossicles will now travel to what? To the inner ear. So this vibration will set the endoleaf in the endoleaf, which is present in the cochlear dot, to what? To vibrate. So when the endoleaf, which is a fluid in the cochlear dot, begins to vibrate, the air cells that are present in the cochlea, the air cells that are present in the organ of Kuti within the cochlear dot, the air cells in the organ of Kuti, present in what? Present in the cochlear dot are stimulated. When the air cells are stimulated by the vibrations of the endoleaf, nerve impulses are produced, and these nerve impulses that are produced are carried by what? The cochlear nerves, which is a branch of the cranial nerve 8. This cochlear nerve will carry the information to the temporal lobe of the brain, to carry the information to the temporal lobe of the brain. The cochlear nerve will now carry what? The information to the temporal lobe for interpretation. So first of all, sound waves are collected by auricle. When these sound waves are collected, it passes through the auditory meatus and causes the vibrations of the tympanic membrane. When the tympanic membrane vibrates, the vibrations now travel through what? The ear ossicles, which are the small bones of the ear in the middle ear. They begin to vibrate. This vibration now travels into the inner ear and cause vibration of the end olive, which is in the cochlear dot. When the end olive vibrates, the air cells in the end olive will now be stimulated. When the air cells are stimulated, auditory impulses are produced, and these auditory impulses are carried by what? Cochlear nerve to the temporal lobe of cerebrum for interpretations of hearing. So this is the simple physiology of hearing. So the next thing that I'll be looking at is the physiology of balance. Physiology of balance. Physiology of balance. So the ear also controls balance. How does the ear control balance? So we have two structures in the ear that are responsible for balance. Semicircular canal and the semicircular canal and vestibule and the vestibule. The vestibule. So the semicircular canal contains the semicircular dot, while the vestibule contains the utricle and the sacrum. So these are the two structures that are responsible for balance. The semicircular canals dictate what? The semicircular canal or the semicircular dot dictate rotational head movement. Rotational head movement, while the vestibule and its content dictates linear head movement. So when there is a change in the position of the head, either by rotating the head or by changing the orientations of the head, the fluid when there is a change in the head position, perilymph, that means the fluid now, the perilymph and endolymph in the what? In the semicircular canals and vestibule are set into vibrations. So when the fluid in the perilymph, the fluid in the semicircular canal is called perilymph. The fluid in the vestibule also is called perilymph. But the fluid that is inside the content of the semicircular canal is called endolymph, while the fluid that is inside the contents of the vestibule, which are the utricle and the sacrum, is called endolymph. So when there's a change in the position of the head, the fluid within the semicircular canal and the vestibule begin to what? Vibrate. So when it begins to vibrate, it causes the bending of what? The bending of air cells. Air cells in what? In the utricle, in the sacrum, and even the ampulla of the semicircular canal. So when the air cells begin to vibrate as a result of what? When the air cell bend as a result of vibrations in the fluid within the inner ear structure, it will result to productions of what? Nerve impulse. So this nerve impulse, when nerve impulses are produced, these nerve impulses are carried by vestibular nerves, which are branches of the cranial nerve 8, to what? To the cerebellum, and brainstem and brainstem. So when there's a change in the position of the air, the fluid in the inner ear begins to vibrate. When the fluid vibrates, this fluid will make the air cells within the auricle, the sacral, and the ampulla of the semicircular canals to what? To bend. When the air cell bend, nerve impulses are produced, and these nerve impulses are usually carried from receptors within these structures to the what? To the cerebellum. The nerve impulses are carried by vestibular nerve to the cerebellum and the brainstem. So nerve signals from the cerebellum and the brainstem will now result to what? Result to the adjustment of position and body balance. It is important to know that the cerebellum and the brainstem does not receive impulses for balance only from the ear, but they also receive impulses for balance from the eye as well as proprioceptors, which are sensory receptors in the joints of the human body. So this is the simple physiology. This is the simple physiology of balance that I would like you to know in this class. We started by looking at the physiology of hearing, where sound waves are collected from by the auricle, travel through the auditory meatus, cause vibrations of the tympanic membrane, then further cause vibrations of the ear ossicles. This vibration travels to the inner ear, causing the vibrations of endoleaf in the cochlea. When there's vibration in the endoleaf in the cochlea, air cells of organs of Kuti is stimulated and auditory impulses are produced. These auditory impulses are carried by cochlear nerve to the what? To the brain for interpretation. While in the physiology of balance, I stated that when there is a change in the position of the head, the perileaf and endoleaf in the semicircular canal and the vestibule will be set into vibrations. So when they vibrate, air cells in the auricle, sacral, and the ampulla will be what? Will become bent. So when they bend, nerve impulses are produced. These nerve impulses are carried by vestibular nerves to the what? To the cerebellum and brainstem, which finally maintain balance and posture. So this is how far I'll be going. My name is Simon. I am an anatomy educator. I look forward to seeing you in my next class.